here to hoard or to keep it tight. Our community's generous, and that's dynamite. In the world of crypto, where greed can reign, Mitecoin's different, it's not the same. With every transaction, we're chasing a dream. Mitecoin's the future, it's not just a meme. To Mitecoin movement, join us and see. It's all about M 2015. We're not here to hoard or to keep it tight. Our community's generous, and that's dynamite. In the world of crypto, where greed can reign, Mitecoin's different, it's not the same. With every transaction, we're chasing a dream. Mitecoin's the future, it's not just a meme.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to Saturday Night Match'em. Glad you're joining me. I know that if you're local to our little town, it's quite an exciting night. This is kind of our big weekend. We've got our big fall fest. So I will say that I have heard a few rides go off in the background, so you may or may not hear that. And as always, as I get ready to go through the spiel, if you are hearing me fine, I would appreciate just a quick coming in loud and clear on the chat, and that way it'll take away at least one bit of anxiety that I have each and every time we get together. With that said, I will jump right into the things that you pretty much, if you're a regular, you could probably say it for me, but just cover my backside. You're not going to get any financial advice from me, nor should you seek me out for financial advice. We're going to talk crypto. We're going to talk crazy games. We're going to talk some numbers maybe. That's all just for entertainment, our entertainment, my entertainment. And hopefully that's all you're here for, is to have some fun. And maybe you can earn some Mitecoin. Maybe you can't. But the bottom line is, when we talk about numbers, I'm not giving you advice on where to put your money. Don't go to me for that advice. Okay? Is that clear enough? So as always, as you know, when we get together every Saturday night, or sometimes when we're out of town on a Monday night or some odd night, we do this crazy thing called Solana Showdown. And so what we're going to do is I will transition over, and you're going to see the board. Now, don't freak out. That's what it was the last time I saved it. So we're going to update the board. And it's been cooking, guys. And so we're going to find out who's going to take the victory. It's 202.75. I'm going to add 202.75. Oh, Ray, I don't think she's on, guys. I've got the chat lowered down, but oh yeah, Willie just kind of confirmed that yeah, she's out. Here's the deal. That's kind of the way we roll. You know, I try to work with you, but that is kind of the way we have it. You got to check in while we check that price, and if you're not here, or at least, you know, I think maybe once there was somebody that was actually checking in during work, so we threw a little grace there. But unfortunately, maybe this big weekend got the best of Ray, and she's gonna miss out on $20. Ugh, that's kind of a dump on Ray, but it's a good thing for everybody else. So here's the deal. As always, you know, I like to watch this stuff. 20 minutes ago-ish, there was no winner. Then Chicken Girl was pretty much owning it. I think with about 10 minutes left, she was 4 cents away. As you saw when I opened up the screen, she was all over it. She would have won it. And that is that's the nature of it. So I will say that right now, I've said this again before. So we have a rollover on our Solana Showdown, and that's too bad for Ray. I'm going to transition back to our regular screen, and I will say, I know I've done this before, and it's not come back as an issue. This always makes me poop my pants a little bit. I've got an error message that has come up on on my screen for my YouTube feed, and so hopefully you all are not having an issue. So Sammy says you could go to the next person closest. Yeah, I believe me, I've had some people say that, but we're not going to change it, right? We got to build up the suspense. 20 goes to 40, and we roll it back. It's just the way we roll, and yeah, it's just what we got to do it. So what we're going to do now is talk some numbers. And as you guys, so we're at 202 something. Way back, an hour ago, my numbers were based on a $201.23 Solana. That's what it was. So it's up over a buck in an hour. The last time we got together, I guess it was Monday, so it wasn't quite a week ago. Solana was down at 197.68. Back when it was 201 an hour ago, that was about a 1.8% increase. So maybe it's sniffing 2% ish. Last week, our market cap was 68.5. So that's 68,510, and now it's 70,710. That's up 3.21%. And you may ask yourself, wait a minute, Steve-O, if the price of Solana is only up 1.8%, how can our market cap be up 3.2%? Well, funny you should ask. That's because everything is green this week. So we've had more, ultimately that means we've had more buys than sells on Mitecoin, and Solana is high. So what's tasty about that is everybody's wallet loves that, because now everybody's wallet is up that 3.2%. Sometimes they offset each other. Sometimes they kind of relieve some of the pain. And on a week like this, it's good news for everybody because it's a positive in all directions. And obviously, I like to report on that. A couple other numbers. As always, I like to try to tell everybody what the 300,000 Mitecoin is as far as the price goes, because that is the very steep price that is required to jump in our crazy fellowship. The going rate, well, again, way back an hour ago, 300,000 Mitecoin would set somebody back. Oh, you're killing me. Would set somebody back $5.46. So that is not too shabby. And that's going to come into play a little bit later, and I'm going to bring that up. But yeah, those are our numbers, guys. And that's I like that. And the thing I like the most is and I don't necessarily know, I don't remember doing this last week. I probably should make sure I make a point of it. But on my little fancy numbers printout, I have to date total number of Mitecoin sent back into the community, into the fellowship, and including Patey's, which we'll get to afterwards, but including Patey's M2015 for Match'em 49, we are at 382,743,919 Mitecoin sent back. So at today's market value, that is almost $7,000 worth that has been sent back into the wallets of people that are in our fellowship. So I appreciate that. And that, to me, again, I know that you guys probably don't watch numbers like I do. You're not as intimately involved as I am. But I was cleaning out my phone, I don't know, less than a month ago. And I was, I'd screenshot and things like that. And I'll just say that there was a screenshot that had our market cap at like $5,300, and I was over the moon. I was like, we were blowing up. And so everything's all relative. Yes, we've been a lot higher than 70,710, but and I kind of jump around a little bit. When I talk about the Mitecoin metal, I'm going to update everybody a little bit. There's not a lot of action there, just more some cool finds we found this week. Not a lot. I don't have a deposit because of some family in today. But it's, there's a lot. I don't know. I've seen it, way down And so it's exciting to see these numbers. And yeah, when we started, it was crazy low. And with the Mitecoin metal, again, my hope, and I am planning. I know that you guys may think I'm baiting and switching on you, but I truly am not. We do have, I have shared the Mitecoin metal wallet address on Telegram in our Telegram group. If you don't realize it, the reason I shared that wallet address is so that you can actually import that into your Phantom wallet. You can't trade it, of course, but you can always, you can track everything I ever do with it. You can see what the balance is. You can see what's holding in there, and the reason I do that is so that obviously so that you guys can hopefully get excited about it. And one of the things that we've talked about is this kind of the day trading, or not even day trading, like the second trading of meme coins. And I know that if you've not ever looked into a meme coin, except technically Mitecoin, but obviously I'm biased, but I don't think that we qualify as a meme coin, because if you've ever spent any time in the meme coin market, you realize that we're over a year old, and I understand we're not blowing up yet, but guys, meme coins typically last, I don't know, 20 minutes, and that's no lie. Some of the ones that strike it big go for a long time, but for the most part, and in the ones that we're going to try to get in and get out of with our Mitecoin metal wallet, it's literally a game of seconds and or minutes. I've had since the last time we got together, I've had two different members of our fellowship send me some information about a meme coin. Well, and it was advertised as not a meme coin because it was kind of in the news. And unfortunately, even though it seemed to have credible backing, it's, in my opinion anyway, and again, luckily you're not getting your financial advice from me, but in my opinion, it's a total scam. And so it is literally the Wild West out there in the world of meme coins. So we're here trucking away, and I've got some numbers that I may try to go off just memory a little bit. I will say that when I started the stream, I have to start it in YouTube, and then I can close that screen out and go check some other things. That's when all of you jumped in. There was 7 or 8 of you saying hello, and that's why I was late to the game. I was doing some stuff in Excel. And I will just jump there before we get into Patey's M2015. And maybe I'm not. I'll talk about it as we show that. It's a good time to go there. So here's Patey's M2015 for his winning Match M49. He was not on, so he didn't get any bonus. He didn't send a video, so that means that he received 300,000 Mitecoin from me and 443,000 Mitecoin from 4 different blessings for a total of 743,000. And I have some thoughts here. First thing comes to mind is if Patey is a new OG a new rookie member, and maybe he's a family member, maybe he's a friend of somebody, and we convince them that 300,000 Mitecoin can get them into this crazy thing. In that regard, somebody's 300,000 Mitecoin that they would have bought themselves, basically now they've got 3 times as many, right? You add another 300,000 to this, and you're over $1 million. That's a positive, 100%. The unfortunate part is there was 4 of us, right? 4 of us that sent Patey just a small blessing. And that got me thinking, and of course, I had family in town, and I was down at Fall Fest, being social. And so that's what I was trying to do, run some numbers. And I haven't completely verified this because maybe there were some doubles, but it's close. It's close enough for us. 70 weeks I have on my spreadsheet that we've been getting together. Now, obviously, it's not on every Saturday night because sometimes I actually do go somewhere, but almost always it's been on Saturday night. And we've done this crazy thing 70 times. We've had 30 different winners. 30 different winners. And we've had 4 send in to the M2015 this week. I'm going to announce the name of the villain. That's coming later. But I'm just going to say that that's the type of thing that the villain is going to drop some shade and drop a little, you can be a poop in the pants, right? Because that's just being like calling it as we see it. So, and yes, out of those 70 weeks, we had 23 rollovers. So, right, 23 times we couldn't even fill the board. And that, I'm telling you, that may happen tonight. I think we've got 17 open spots. So, yeah, you guys have got covered more than the 17. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't know that I'd bet, $5 that you guys would get a win tonight. I hope you do. But 17 spots is a lot of bullets to dodge. So that's the type of thing that I'm going to try to do a better job of just kind of letting you guys know that, that is going to make or break what we're trying to do, is like getting everybody to catch vision of like, hey, this could be awesome. Some of those other coins that people are in and out of, well, even quite frankly, even some of the coins that we're going to try to flip our Mitecoin Metal wallet in, just to kind of give perspective. You check those coins and they have like, I don't know, 2,500 or 3,000 wallet holders, right? 3,000. So, and obviously we don't have that, but that's not I guess the point is that if we can get, I don't know, 500 active people that kind of buy into what we're hoping to do, and we get half of those to send $1, that's $250. Now that's not too shabby, right? So that's what long-term wise, that's what we're after. But if after 70 weeks and with 30 winners, 23 rollovers, we have 4 blessings, that's obviously, if you read the website, which some of you probably don't even know we have a website, I don't do a great job because Telegram is where meme coins live. But I do give a little bit of the background of kind of the story where Mitecoin came from. And it kind of comes down, guys, if any husbands out there that are listening, you need to show me a little love here. Yes, I'm going to go for the mercy help. But way back when, I don't know, back April of 2024, and I told my lovely bride this great idea. She tilted her head sideways and she said, bruh, you actually think people are going to send somebody $1 for no reason? And, me, I was like, well, yeah. I mean, it's the same project. So that's ultimately, that's the line in the sand, right? Eventually, the amount of coins that I set aside from the very beginning will run out, and then we'll be at a crossroads. I committed all of you before July of this year that we would do this crazy thing until July. And obviously I still have coins in my wallet that I set aside from the very beginning to dish out to all of you. And I'm going to run that baby dry. And once we get that empty, then I'll just have to reevaluate. And so time out. This is by no means that's getting close. It's not. Don't think of it like that. I'm just trying to be the alter or the personality of the villain that's going to be showing his face now that you've named him. So anyway, bottom line is, I hope Patey is blessed by 743,000 Mitecoin, and somebody that's an OG and lucky dog, he might think, bro, that's not very much, and it's relative to somebody that's won it a gazillion times, yes, I agree. But somebody, now let's pretend, put your imagination cap on, somebody that wins Mitecoin, the Match'em, and they've come in with the minimum 300,000 Mitecoin buy, well, now all of a sudden their wallet looks real tasty. So that's definitely the positive, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I just want to keep it real as well. So yeah, congratulations, Patey. I will say that I did run out of time, not going to lie. The reason I was over on that spreadsheet where I got that we've been doing it for 70 weeks and then we've had 30 winners, I was actually trying to count up like what is the most, who's who's won the most. And here's the crazy thing. Patey was definitely had a lot. I didn't get a count of yet. Patey's in the running. Shocker, Crazy Wiener Lady's in the running. But here's the thing that shook me. And if you're new to the project, it's not going to be, you're going to be like, well, duh. But I'm just telling you that Karen, I haven't even been watching the chat, so I'm not sure she's on or not. But she went a hot minute, and she was getting beat down. She earned, she earned, we named getting burned by the rollover, we named it after her because so many times she just took a bad beat. I don't know what happened because literally when I sorted my spreadsheet, I was like, where did she get all those wins? So I don't know exactly who's going to be the all-time winner so far, but based on my quick search before I ran out of time, it's either going to be Patey, Crazy Wiener Lady, or unbelievably Karen, which would be even more amazing than you guys that are new to the program would realize, because she went for a long time with getting skunked. So anyway, those are the numbers. I want to talk about real quick a little bit of Mitecoin Metal. I don't have a trip to the bank. Willie and I did make it out once this week, trying to recover from our my trip to Tennessee. We found, I think, and this will maybe give you a hint. How about that? I think the number that I emptied out of our fine pouch was $2.63 found Wednesday. That, to me, wasn't the exciting part. Some of you that were on the Telegram group, absolutely, it was a music box. Old part, obviously it's rusted, but I knew I'd seen it. Andrea knew she'd seen it, and yes, I cheated. I AI'd it, but that's what AI's for, bruh. So it's absolutely what it was. But my biggest and one of my most, other than the money, was this 1975 made in England car that had a custom paint job. So some of you that are local may or may not have seen it on our local Facebook page. Obviously, I've got some ulterior motives. I would lie to you if I didn't tell you. I posted on our little Facebook, small town group under my Mitecoin account and said, hey, found this Hot Wheel car, would be love to return it. It was 1975. I was hatched in 1971, so an old toot most likely custom painted that baby. So I would gladly return that to the rightful owner if I could somehow find out, and those of you that aren't familiar with where we live or where I live, if you live in a bigger area, you got to kind of put a different cap on, because we're very small and it's not completely unreasonable that we couldn't find somebody. So anyway, Mitecoin Metal-wise, I didn't even check the wallet, to be honest with you. While I'm jabbering on, I will open it up right now, and I'm not going to put it in front of the screen because I have my iPad in the holder. But right now, the balance, live balance of our Mitecoin Metal wallet is $317. Well, mine says 27 cents, bucko. I didn't update it. But anyway, yeah, it's $317 and change. As I recall, I think the total number of deposits was 290, and I think actually Willie might have put that in there before, 290 and change. So that's not too shabby, and I would lie to you if I told you I was watching it a lot this week. It's just kind of been sitting in there cooking. We're living and dying by what Solana does. All of that 317, for those of you that may not know, that is what we started at, was 290 and change. So we're up to 317. That's the Mitecoin Metal update. More so just letting you know that we're getting back out. I'm gonna try to get back out now that the weather's cooling down, and I'm still bucking for a gold ring or something. But I guess we gotta take the good with the bad. What else? Next on my list, the villain vote. So here's the deal. Villain vote had 11 votes on our Telegram. We had 3 votes on our Facebook. We had 1 vote on our X, on our X account. We had 0, I'm going to go out on a limb here. Last time I checked, I realized right now as I'm about ready to say this, I forgot to double check. But last time I checked, we had 0 votes on the TikTok. So the bottom line is, and again, maybe I'll have to just default TikTok out so I don't have to go back. But here's the deal. 15 total votes. That means, and I told you that there was going to be a prize, and the reason I didn't commit to what the prize was, because I don't want to look like I'm backtracking and changing the rules. But when I was telling you guys that we were going to vote it, in my head I said I'm going to pay per vote. And the reason I didn't officially announce that was because you never know when something's going to go viral, and I didn't want to commit to something and then have to follow up on it. But I'm totally going to commit to this. We had 15 votes, so if you were the lucky winner of naming our villain, you've earned $15 of Mitecoin. Okay? And we had somewhat of a close race. Out of 15 votes, the winner of our villain received 6 votes. The runner-up received 4 votes. So that's close. real quick, I'm going to add up. We had another one. I guess I'll back it up here. Sir Smearlot. Unfortunately, you only had 2 votes, and that's not going to win. Stinky Bandit, I guess I should have done you first. Stinky Bandit, you only had 1 vote. I know. Captain Dookie, 2 votes. And now we're down to the finals. It's between Dump Dude and Mighty Turd Burglar. One of you had 4 votes. One of you had 6 votes. The winner and the new name of your arch nemesis is, with 6 votes, Dump Dude. And Crazy Wiener Lady suggested Dump Dude. And she offered it up. You guys liked it by the tune of 6 votes. So Dump Dude is who is going to be dumping on you. And I'm not going to lie. I feel a little torn. Because I think last week during the stream, it just kind of felt natural when I said something about dumping on you or something. And I was like, I didn't want to poison the water hole. I tried to switch it up a little bit, but maybe it was my fault. But bottom line is, I'm not gonna stew on it. Congratulations to Crazy Wiener Lady. Congratulations to you guys. Now you know who you're battling. You're battling Dump Dude, so he's gonna dump on you when appropriate for whatever reason he can. And hopefully you don't get your feelings hurt. Hopefully you're not snowflakes, and you can take a little fun razzing here and there. So our villain vote is over. And the Mitecoin villain is Dump Dude. I will be working on revising our young Mitecoin young man and see if he can't raise up to the challenge to battle Dump Dude. And obviously that'll be you guys as well. And so that's where we're at. And so with that said, there's only one thing to do, right? And you're going to see here that we've got the board up and we obviously have some dumps there. And I guess, yeah, I think Q-Man and Willie, I think those are up in the top right corner. I think those are the only 2 without any dump in it. So I may have to change that just in case nobody picks that. And so what we have to do is we have to start a poll. And we have to do round 1 vote. And a 1 and a 2. Start your poll. It should be live. Now's a good time to tell you that if you do not see the poll come up, obviously you're more than welcome to... What?
You don't have my second guess on there.
Uh-oh. We've got...
Claim it before we start.
Hold on 1 second here. We've got a verbal commitment here. What was your second guess?
Spades.
What? Where's that?
King of Spades.
Oh boy. Okay, so we do have a bit of a situation here. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm gonna have to file a complaint with my assistant. She's telling me that I don't have King of Spades on her for her, and I need you to confirm that in fact Sweet Pea is King of Spades. So she will be in timeout after this stream for interrupting, and so all of you know accordingly. Okay. So bottom line is that all the picks I think are on there, and cast your vote. If you do not see the poll, jump into the chat and obviously type it in there, and I will try to get it entered. I'm kind of hoping somebody shows up because it's 50%, and as you know, we don't like 50% polls. I like you guys to decide, but I'm going to end it assuming that it's going to be 50%, 10 votes. Thank you very much, Skylar, for going to bat for the dev. And as always, round 1 vote. We do it 1 more revote. We won't do this all night. We do have options, but we are going to do round 1 vote 1 more time. So, and actually, I'm not sure what's going on. I'll just chatter a little bit while you guys are voting. I don't hear anything with the festival downtown, and we live just across the street from it, so maybe they shut down early. That would be unfortunate. So anyway, cast your vote. I'm going to talk a little bit, and maybe I will talk a little bit now while you guys vote. I've had just a crazy blessing-filled weekend so far. It was a wonderful day today. We had 6 out of our 8 grandkids, and we got to see the two that weren't here last weekend. So within 2 weeks, we got to just love on, and I got to nuggle on a bunch of grandkids, and that's just a blessing that is just, there's really no words for it. So yeah, but I will say that I'm pretty dog tired. So in my brain, I said I wasn't going to talk much, but then I realized it's almost 9:30 and I haven't even got to the share yet. So there's no guarantees. That's what you get when you tune into a Mitecoin stream. So I am actually going to try to be sneaky. I see on the poll that it was, hey, we gained a vote. Last time for round one, it was 10 votes, tied 50-50. Well, guess what? We're up to 11 votes, and absolutely I'll take that. And number two, 63% is the winner. So because it's 1 or 2, we're going to find out who the winner is or what the winner is, whether it's red or black. I haven't, again, completely off topic or maybe not related, but I will say when I put the cards out on my little makeshift table, I did put them in a completely different order than I normally do. So maybe that will, maybe that will lead to something, or maybe not. So this right here is the winning card by 63% to 36, and it's red or black. The winning card tonight is black. I'm going to circle black, the first thing, and I will show you that the red is over there just to keep everything square. So that means that we know that the winning card is black tonight, and I don't remember, I know that somebody, I want to say it was Diamonds, that earlier today was very underrepresented. So you're going to see me sliding them under there, and you're going to see me slide over to 2. And we're going to go, actually, now I'm thinking about it, this is no different, is it? The reason I say that is because I know last time it was black. So anyway, there's round 2. Hopefully you're seeing it. Should be there. And we are going to jump in at round 2 vote. And then I'll tell you a story about Fall Fest last night with the granddaughter. Round 2. Start poll, and you should be live. Hopefully Willie can get in. So real quick, while you're voting, I'll tell you just a way that I was blessed. It surprised me. I was holding my granddaughter, and I don't even know how she won it. Somehow, I know, yeah, it was a duck. It's just a local community, like the Chamber of Commerce. Basically, everybody wins. So the kids got to pick a duck. And I think every kid that picks a duck basically wins a candy bracelet. I'm going to tell you, I told my daughter, I said, one of the benefits, especially as you know, if you've listened to any number of streams, you've heard me kind of probably to the point where your eyes roll, complain about how I don't have a lot of memories of my childhood. But here's the deal. And for those of you that are in the grandparent stage, and even the parent stage, I'm going to throw a little wisdom at you. Because I was blessed like crazy, because I was holding my granddaughter and she slid that candy bracelet on her wrist, and obviously you don't typically let a child be chewing on their jewelry, and I'm telling you what, I wish I had a camera on her. Her eyes just lit up when she realized that it was okay to be chewing and that it was candy. And the first time she actually bit one of those, I'm sure all of you know, right? Those candy bracelets that come on the crazy elastic little white string. It was pretty awesome. Her world was open to a whole new level, and I was able to kind of get a front row seat of it. And this is the way my crazy brain thought. I thought, okay, obviously I don't remember my first candy bracelet. But vicariously through her expression, I thought to myself, okay, it's a fair assumption that I was equally amazed the first time I realized, bruh, I'm allowed to eat this stinking jewelry on my wrist. So I don't know, maybe it doesn't hit you the same way it hit me, but it was pretty awesome. And the look on her face that we were allowing her to do that, it was pretty upper level. So anyway, that's definitely enough time to hear me ramble on about the first thing on Fall Fest. 12, bruh, you guys are killing me. Up to 12 votes. Number 2 again. Hopefully Willie's not found out how to cheat the system and just keep voting. Number 2 again. Now we have to find out whether we're clubs or spades. Before I look at that real quick, I'm going to look at the board. We've got on the clubs 1, 2, 3, 4 versus, well, that's a fair fight. Okay, Dump Dude has got 4 on each, and it's him up against you guys. So the winning card tonight is spades. Come on. I think, guys, that might be, is that the 3rd week in a row? Seriously? I think it might be. Because clubs is over there. As always, I'll show you. I'm going to throw those back. And I'm absolutely going to, I have no idea, guys. I'm literally randomly doing this. I have no idea. I'm going to drop it straight down there. Go straight under. I have no clue. I do know that you guys all selected spades. So we're going to go, bear with me as I select high spades, low spades. Select the board. And, oh, you guys might hear that. That's a ride in the background. So this should be good, right? 4. And here we go. Oh, you know what? Andrea, you wanted to play bingo. She literally said last night that that was on the plan. She said she's always wanted to do that. Round 3 vote. And we're going to find out what spade's going to win. So, round 3 vote is live. Hopefully you see it pop up. Cast your vote. Hey, thanks, Willie, for helping Kim get in. I'm not sure. Maybe she's been on here or not. Maybe it's a good time to remind everybody that I am not going to be great at seeing anything chatted because I'm so nervous and I don't really read that. So if you, I guess maybe I can just default to my assistant, and if she sees something pop up, she can, interrupt me for a real reason. Awkward. So, I just realized something. The accusation against me is coming in quite relevant now, because the card that she said I didn't update is indeed on this board. Interesting. Very interesting, sweet pea. So, all right, cast your vote, and then I've already rambled on too much, and I'll tell you the next story. And 12 votes. We have number 1. You guys said you want something different. Number 1, 75% is the winning card. So we're going to find out if it's high or low. And so basically, Crazy Chicken Lady, Haru, Ray, and Sweet Pea is going against Q-Man, Willie, Patty, Carrot, and Lise. The winning card tonight is high. That's a high card because low is over there. All right. Same thing. Wash, rinse, repeat. Here are the cards. Sliding them around. I have no idea what they are. 1 will go under the 2. And 1 will go under the 1. And I will slide over to round 4. And actually, this might be different now, because I think it's always been low spade, right? All right, we're going to slide over to round 4. And, okay, so Dump Dude is equally represented as well. And we are going to round 4 vote. And we are going to do a 1 or a 2. And yeah, one more round before the finals. That's round 4. It should be live again if you don't see it. As always, jump into the chat. But yeah, hopefully you get it. And I'm going to change it up a little bit. I did have 2 stories written down I want to tell you about Fall Fest. One of them actually, that ended up might be in the stream share this week. And it's yeah, I was kind of shooketh by what I was talking to somebody, and they shared something that their dad shared with them. And I've officially just decided that will be the stream share, so you're not going to hear it tonight. But I will share one thing, and this is something that has been ongoing. And again, if you have been, maybe it's been brought up here. I know it's definitely been brought up in whether it's our family group or because I'm always amazed at this. Bottom line is, Andrew and I were both really blessed last night because we were able to see quite a lot of kids that we've had throughout the years in daycare. And yes, it's a sign that we're old toots because they're basically grown. But we just love to see them. We love to connect with them. I saw one today, and obviously guys and girls are different. Andrew would run up and give him a hug. I saw one of them who's in high school now, so I just did the old blind attack, gave him a shoulder hit, and kind of walked by, and then give him the squirrely eye, and we kind of grinned at each other. Right? That's just the difference. But the bottom line is, it's really exciting, and it's a blessing to be able to run into those people. And so we ran into, actually, was T-Pat our first one, right? So yeah, we ran into our very first daycare, one of our very first daycare families. He's obviously an adult now, and we chatted with him and stuff, and he shared that he is in the process of writing his second book. And he shared with me like how long the first book was, things like that. And as always, it's a morbid curiosity I have. I ask him, I say, okay, T-Pat, are you handwriting this or typing? He goes, oh no, I type it. And so I asked the question I ask everybody. I'm like, bruh, can you type without looking at the keyboard? And he's like, of course. I'm like, how did you learn that? And he's like, I just taught myself by doing it. And I'm sorry, and I know that it's silly, and I know that if you've been around me and you've heard this discussion before, you're probably over it. But it's literally one of those things that, for instance, when Andrew and I talk about the people that live in the mountains, like Colorado, we sometimes ask each other, do we think that those people like ever get used to waking up and like seeing that? We have friends down in Tennessee that literally live on a mountain, and we think, is there ever a time when they wake up and they just like, that's just no big deal? I know it's not the same, but for me, it hits the same. I will never stop being amazed at somebody that can literally type without looking at the keyboard. I know it's silly, it's juvenile, but man, that just blows my mind. Anyway, so T-Pat, our first daycare kid, has got a book under his belt. He's in the process of writing his second book. He's 330 pages in, and he types it without even looking at the keyboard. Are you kidding me? So good job, T-Pat. I know you're not listening, but I'm just telling you that is pretty stinking amazing. All right, done rambling. Let's get to the finals. Round 4. Ooh, 11 votes. Somebody got mad. We lost somebody. They got mad at us. So guess what? Number 2 is the vote with 54%. And we're going to find out if it's odd or even. So basically, it's going to be 2v1. It's either going to be Haru and Sweet Pea versus Dump, or Crazy Chicken and Ramo versus Dump. And the winning card tonight, even or odd tonight is odd. Whoa, this escalated quickly. Because even is over there. Okay? So you know what I just realized? And this is, oh my goodness gracious. So here's the deal. Hold on. Let me go to the finals. I'm going to pull it up so you all can see. And it is a high odd spade. And that looks like that. So that means that this is our high odd spades. 9, Jack, King, right? So I'm going to mix them up. I'll take them off the screen so you don't know. I don't know either. I have no idea which card is which, right? And I know it's a little random. I'll slide one under 2. I'm going to slide another one under 1. And I'm going to slide another one under 3. So we're looking at the 9, Jack, and King. That's the finals. And we're going to start this poll. And this is how important it is. Yeah, you're going to see not only, hold on, 1, a 2, a 3. Yeah, you're going to see how important this is. That is all capitals with an exclamation point. Final vote. Yeah, there's a big dump there in the middle. And it's Haru and Sweet Pea. So I think it's appropriate to say that very card that Sweet Pea has in the finals, she accused me of not adding for her. How much of a burn would that be? Yeah, Andrea. Can you believe she did that, everybody? Interrupted the stream. She knows how nervous I get. Saying that I didn't have her card on the board, and now that very card is in the finals? Are you kidding me? anyway. So here's the problem, though. That big pile of poop in the middle is Dump Dude, right? Just named tonight is looking to throw some shade and dump on you guys. So it's not, I mean, yes, it's an exciting plot twist that Sweet Pea was throwing shade at me, but maybe the reality is Mr. Dump Dude's going to drop the hammy on you guys. So here we go. And we were going to end the poll. And wow, 10 votes. Oh yeah, Dump Dude be nice after you just won $15 for naming him. Bottom line is number 2 with 80% is your guys' winning card tonight. This guy right here, and I don't exactly sure whether you guys can see the final results, but I'm just gonna tell you the hard truth. Number 1 had this many, zero votes. So this is legit the biggest loser. Obviously, as always, since we're looking at the 9, Jack, and King, if this is the Jack, we have a guaranteed winner. If this is not the Jack, then Dump Dude is still in the running. And yeah, the rollover is still, the streak is potentially broken. So, the biggest loser tonight with absolutely no support is... Guys, are you kidding me? That's Dump Dude. You just said, go pack him, bruh. So that means that the winning card is right here. We have a winner. We have you guys have kept us, somehow you've kept the streak alive. And I guess by odds wise, it should be, right? There were 17 bullets you had to dodge. This is the winning card. If this is where you want to see your card. If this is King, then we've got Sweet Pea making a pretty impressive run over the last month. I think, yeah, Haru is one as well. So we've got, definitely we don't have a brand new winner, but we're going to have a winner. That's exciting. If this is a 9, and I've not looked at the chat. I have no idea whether he's on tonight. He typically works, and it's probably a busy night for him. Sweet Pea's obviously on. So here's the deal. Suspense is over. If this is a King, Sweet Pea is a double winner, 2-time winner. If this is a 9, she tastes defeat. The winning card tonight, match 'em 50, guaranteed not to be a rollover, is Cody. You are the winner. And maybe, there is some pain because unfortunately, that was Sweet Pea's card. Cody, you won it. Unfortunately, I don't think you're on tonight, and that's okay. We're definitely going to give you some love. We'll let you know that you won it on Telegram, and you've got, obviously, till Tuesday. Congratulations to Cody. And, yeah, you guys dumped. Yeah, you kind of you turned the tables on Dump Dude. I'm just going to tell you, though, leaving 17 bullets, 17 turds to dodge, that's risky. You're definitely risking it for the biscuit. So, anyway, congratulations to Haru on a nice win. And that means that our streak, your guys' streak, is still alive. 0 rollovers. I think it's now 9 weeks, so over 2 months. And I love that. And I would love it even more if we could, kind of make this contagious and just tell people, like, this is so easy. Yeah, it's kind of childish and maybe a little juvenile, but we have fun. We get together on a Saturday night. And as we move into our stream share, I'm going to share a little bit about why I put the question I did this week. Obviously, I want us to have fun getting together on this live stream, but I really do hope, in all seriousness, I hope that we can build some friendships and some fellowship online. I know that it's so, 2025 to think that way, but we have the tech, and obviously this does not take the place of face-to-face and get-togethers, but you know what? You use what you got, and if this can turn into a place where, even though we might disagree, but we can have friendships and fellowships and challenge one another and share with each other, that's okay, and that's a pretty awesome thing. So that's what I hope. That's what I'm hoping. So this whole gaslighting thing, I didn't really, when I first heard like where it got the name, I thought maybe it was just fake news, but I searched it, and it definitely it came from a play where, the guy is trying to convince his wife that she's going loco, and he would turn down the kerosene lamp, and then when she would notice it, she'd be like, "Hey, honey, does it seem dark in here?" And he would be like, "What are you talking about? It's completely fine." Right? So basically, the whole idea of gaslighting is, what somebody is saying, what you're seeing is like there's a failure to compute. It's like this is not the same. And I know that there's a lot of different things that maybe come up with that. And some of you shared, a lot of the things. Like the week before was being red pilled on something, and obviously the whole worldwide Rona was huge in everybody's life. But the reason I asked the gaslighting question was, and I think that Kim is on, and yeah, she's on board tonight, and she can, maybe her memory's better than mine, but as I recall, she might have been the first person that kind of told me about the Epstein case. I don't know why I think that, but that just sticks in my brain. But the bottom line is, it's obviously been out there for quite a while. And if you don't know what that is, I would encourage you just to take a look at it. But here's the crazy thing. It was literally the biggest thing. And this is one of those, I guess the challenge here is, and I don't want my idea when we talk about things that we're passionate about is not to be all butthurt or get unreasonable if somebody doesn't agree with us. And yeah, it's okay for you not to agree with me. I'm not going to get angry and like kick you out. So here's the thing. Everybody's been anticipating this like come to justice, right? Like this is, nobody's going to be able to hide. And, the current administration is currently selling it as like, that's just a total hoax. There's nothing there. That's a nothing burger. And again, I'm not, in my, this is the opinion section, and I could be wrong, obviously, but right now I land at, if somebody goes to Washington, even if they're of high character, if they stay there too long, or unless they are like stone cold solid, I mean, they will potentially be compromised. And to me, that's what leads to gaslighting, right? Is like, we're just going to deny what everybody is seeing. So like the latest news, even in the last couple days, so yes, there was going to be this big come to justice. These people were going to be held accountable. And then the current administration says, no, that's a big hoax, even though there's literally recordings saying that there's thousands of hours of tapes and they're processing it. And then, no, that's just not really right. And then again, I'm not sure. I've not completely verified this. I have seen it on a couple different sources that seem to be trustworthy in the past. So take that with a grain of salt. But literally our current president has been like identified as supposedly a source that back in 2009 like gave information about Epstein, like in a positive way. So guys, it's just, and it is definitely tied to, at least this is tied to, like, can we trust what the government tells us and things like that? And I, when I thought about that gaslighting question, I really thought the thing that was in my back of my mind was, if you are convinced, or if we as a group, let's say, are convinced that we are just being told a bunch of BS, the reality is, like, what power does the person in the I guess the weaker position, or the without power, what do they have? What can they do? And I remember, maybe it's unrelated, but during the Rona, our kids were obviously back from school because campuses shut down. We were all in the same family, and they were out for a walk, literally out for a walk outside. And somebody pulled up, and it was an older person. And I don't want to completely talk out of pocket here, but I believe they were literally started screaming at them, maybe even dropping the F-bomb at them. Like, they were beside themselves that they would be outside walking together. And I don't even necessarily hold that against that person, because we absolutely, when it started, something like that starts, we don't know either. I didn't know. But as you start like looking at the evidence, and you're like, something doesn't add up here. So all I'll add it is, as I've got my little arrows here, sharing my thoughts on the whole gaslight and the Epstein thing, and like what that looks like, and will the people be held accountable, or or I hate to say it, but is it truly a situation where there are levels, and if you have a certain amount of money, or you're at a certain level, you're untouchable, at least while you're on this earth. And obviously this kind of I'll lead into this, and then we're going to end with prayer. But on my paper here, I've got, share the gaslighting, my gaslighting thoughts. I wrote Epstein, is it a hoax? Like question mark. And then I have the word truth. And the reality is that it ultimately comes down to what you think about that word. Is there a truth that is capital T truth? Or is it truly because if there's not a capital T truth, then there is no such thing as gaslighting, really, because somebody could just say that, no, that's just my truth, and I'm telling you that, and I'm sorry you disagree with it, but that's just that it's valid. So ultimately, like a T in the road, and maybe you don't think about it this way, but that's just the way my brain goes. That's the big question. That's $1 million question: is there a capital T truth? And if there is, which I believe there is, then my only encouragement to all of you, when you get discouraged, is there is a reckoning, there is an accountability, even if it's not on this side of our earthly life, that people will be held accountable. And obviously, we will have to give an account for what we do and who we are while we're living. So don't be discouraged when you see that stuff. I want it's a crazy situation we're in, and I just want to encourage you with that. And I guess before we go into prayer, and maybe it's a good thing to lead into prayer, and I always remind myself now, I think about it now, and maybe you all can help me, those of you that are listening. One time, I think a couple weeks ago, we had somebody put a prayer request, and we included it in the stream. I would love to have that grow, and I'm not doing a very good job of reminding you. So if that's something that you can help me, I would love that, and I would appreciate that. Just to remind everybody that we can join in prayer. We'll pray for it now. Then we can, maybe if you guys if any of you are inclined to pray throughout the week, again, that's one more benefit of this crazy project. And then I was thinking about, I just had another blessing. I had an old ex-wrestler come visit today. He brought his wife. He brought his 2 little ones. They stayed. We played in the gym. They caught up. He got to visit with the boys, my sons that he hadn't seen in a hot minute. And the reality is that, and then he shared some unfortunate news that somebody in his sister's family, in her husband or her boyfriend's family, 37-year-old in the neighboring town, unfortunately passed from a heart attack. Boom, out of nowhere. And I guess it's definitely a reminder that, we kind of get together every Saturday night and we say, hey, we'll see you next Saturday night. That's obviously what we all think, but there's obviously no guarantees. And I just want to encourage you that's not a great thing to think about, right? Our mortality, and that the fact that there is, time is something that is undefeated, and whether it's, I don't know, nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. So I just want to encourage you to be mindful of that. Obviously, I am a follower of Christ. I started this project hoping to represent him well, and it would be a disservice if I don't at least throw out to all of you listening that you have an opportunity to be restored to the Most High God, and then you don't have to worry about what happens if I don't make it home tonight, and that there's a peace and there's an opportunity there. So if you don't know that, I want to encourage you to think about that. And as always, if you have any questions, you can reach out privately or in the group or something like that. So anyway, that's what's on my heart. Obviously, when I hear about that, I can promise you that 37-year-old man does not think that they're going to get up in the middle of the night, just, oh man, I can go to the bathroom, and then their life is over. So life is there's no guarantees, and it's fleeting. And I guess I'm reminded of that as I got to spend the day with 6 out of the 8 of my grandkids, and 4 out of the 5 of my kids, and it's just what a blessing it is. And I appreciate it. And I guess I don't ever want to take that for granted, and I hope that you don't either. So anyway, I'm going to end in prayer. I apologize again. It's an hour long. I guess I'm getting long-winded, and I guess I apologize for that. So anyway, let's pray us out. Father God, I just come to you right now, and I just thank you for the opportunity to come before you. Just thank you that You listen to our requests and our prayers, and we come before you as a child comes before their father, asking for help and asking for guidance. And I just approach you in that same mindset right now. I just pray for that family of that I consider a young man, Lord God, a life that is gone now, and all the shock and the pain that they're going through. I just pray that somehow, some way, that they would not harden their heart towards you, that they would not be angry. That instead, Lord, that would be the exact opposite, that it would prepare their heart, that they might be open to hear from you, and that your Spirit might have an opportunity to minister to them and to draw close to you. I just pray for this project. I pray for everybody in it. I pray for those that are listening tonight. I pray for their protection. I pray for your action and in your activity in their lives. I pray that we would all be drawn closer to your truth, the truth that comes from you, the capital T truth, Lord God, that would honor you when we represent that. And I just pray that we would do that. I pray that I would do that to everybody that I come in contact with. And I pray that this project would do that as well. I pray for our relationships, husbands and wives, and children and parents and coworkers and siblings. Everything, Lord God, that can be affected by our selfishness and our anger and our short tempers. I pray that your Spirit might step in, and that you would guide and direct us, and that we would be your imagers, and that we would reflect you to the world that needs you. I just pray that you would bless all of us and keep us safe, and that we would honor you through this next week. And I pray that we might even add praises and thanksgivings to our Telegram group as we just sit back and we consider all that you've done for us. And I would be the first to do that, Lord. I just thank you for all that I have and all of my family and all of my friends and all of the relationships that you've allowed me to be a part of. And I just pray your covering and protection over all of us, and just draw us again together next Saturday night, Lord. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen. All right, everybody. I apologize, sort of ish. I appreciate you guys. I enjoy visiting with you, even though it's online. It's been an hour, and I appreciate you giving me your Saturday night. Congratulations to Haru of Takagura for winning the match of number 50. Congratulations to Crazy Wiener Lady for forever being the namesake suggestion of our dump dude arch nemesis, and he will be dumping on you appropriately. You guys did avoid some, ish. Ray, I'm not sure if you're still on, but you definitely get a little bit of a dump because, yeah, it's kind of the way we roll, and I know maybe he's a stickler, but that's why the dump dude's here now. So, thanks everybody, and I'll see you next Saturday night. See ya. Bye.